Storytelling is one of the most fundamental ways humans make sense of the world. Through stories, we convey our values, fears, aspirations, and beliefs, shaping how individuals and societies perceive reality. In the realm of culture, storytelling becomes a battleground where competing narratives vie for dominance, influencing not just how people think but how they live. Matt Walsh's foray into filmmaking is a deliberate effort to engage in this cultural contest, recognizing that whoever controls the narrative holds significant power over society's direction. In today's world, many dominant narratives emanate from institutions like Hollywood, which often reflect a homogenized worldview that marginalizes alternative perspectives. This concentration of influence has contributed to a cultural landscape where dissenting voices struggle to find platforms, and diverse stories remain untold. Walsh's approach disrupts this dynamic, offering audiences stories that challenge prevailing ideologies and provide a counterweight to the mainstream. By doing so, he is not merely creating entertainment, he is participating in the broader struggle for cultural definition. Effective storytelling is not just about what is said but how it resonates. Walsh's work taps into themes and values often dismissed by contemporary media: family, tradition, and objective truth. These elements strike a chord with audiences seeking narratives that affirm their lived experiences and align with their understanding of the world. Through the medium of film, Walsh underscores the potential of storytelling to reconnect individuals with enduring truths in a way that intellectual argument alone cannot achieve. Moreover, stories have the power to bypass defenses, speaking directly to the heart and imagination. Walsh's efforts demonstrate that cultural engagement through storytelling is not a passive act. It is an active reclaiming of space, a declaration that art can serve truth without sacrificing creativity or depth. This approach shifts the cultural conversation in meaningful ways. Art holds a unique position in human culture as a mirror to reality and a medium through which deeper truths are revealed. Its purpose transcends mere aesthetics, serving as a vessel to communicate ideas, challenge perceptions, and inspire reflection. At its best, art captures the essence of human experience and elevates it, allowing individuals to see the world and themselves with greater clarity. However, in an era where ideological agendas increasingly permeate creative spaces, the role of art has often been reduced to a tool for reinforcement of specific dogmas rather than a pursuit of universal truths. This subversion is particularly evident in modern media, where storytelling frequently prioritizes political messaging over authenticity or emotional resonance. Instead of exploring the complexity of the human condition, much of today's art confines itself to a narrow ideological framework, stifling creativity and alienating audiences seeking genuine connection. Walsh's work is a deliberate reaction to this trend, offering an alternative vision that rejects art's instrumentalization for propaganda. By grounding his narratives in fundamental truths, he seeks to restore art's role as a liberating force rather than a constraining one. Art's ability to expose falsehood and illuminate truth lies in its capacity to evoke empathy and provoke thought. A story well told does not lecture its audience but invites them into a shared exploration of meaning. This approach challenges viewers to confront uncomfortable realities while inspiring them to aspire to something higher. Walsh's films aim to harness this potential, weaving narratives that resonate deeply because they reflect universal experiences and timeless principles. By addressing the moral and cultural void left by much of contemporary media, his work emphasizes art's transformative power. It underscores that true creativity flourishes when it seeks not to indoctrinate but to inspire, allowing audiences to engage with ideas that transcend fleeting trends and ideological divides. The emergence of the woke right presents a complex and paradoxical phenomenon within the cultural and political landscape. Traditionally, the term woke has been associated with progressive movements emphasizing social justice, equity, and awareness of systemic issues. However, as ideological battles have intensified, certain factions on the right have adopted similar rhetorical and strategic approaches, employing tactics that mirror the left's cultural frameworks. This shift reveals both an adaptive strategy and an unintended vulnerability, as it risks reinforcing the very dynamics it seeks to oppose. The woke right is characterized by a heightened emphasis on identity politics, grievance narratives, and performative outrage, elements historically criticized by conservatives. While these strategies can galvanize support and amplify messaging, they often sacrifice substance and principle for the sake of short-term victories. By engaging in the same divisive tactics, this movement may inadvertently validate the frameworks it claims to reject, undermining efforts to propose alternative visions rooted in unity, individual responsibility, and enduring values. This development raises important questions about authenticity and integrity in the pursuit of cultural influence. If the right adopts the left's strategies without critique, it risks eroding its foundational principles and alienating those who seek consistency and coherence. Cultural victories achieved through mimicry rather than conviction are shallow and fleeting, failing to address the deeper issues at play in society. Moreover, courage is not confined to grand gestures or public declarations. It is found in the quiet determination to hold firm to one's values in everyday interactions and decisions. It is the strength to face criticism without succumbing to bitterness and to engage with opponents without sacrificing respect or dignity. This type of courage builds bridges rather than walls, fostering an environment where meaningful dialogue and genuine understanding can emerge despite the noise of conflict. But in the creation of something lasting and meaningful. A win measured solely by momentary triumphs over adversaries is inherently fragile, destined to crumble without the support of enduring values and structures. The focus must shift from short-term success to the establishment of a legacy that continues to inspire, educate, and uplift long after the immediate conflict has faded. Building a legacy requires a vision that extends beyond immediate gains. It calls for investment in institutions, communities, and ideas that will stand the test of time. Walsh's approach highlights this need, as his work is not solely about critiquing opposing viewpoints but about creating cultural artifacts, films, narratives, and messages that resonate deeply and persistently. These efforts aim to lay a foundation for future generations to engage with, ensuring that the principles upheld today remain relevant and impactful tomorrow. The process of building a legacy also involves nurturing the next wave of thinkers, creators, and leaders who will carry forward the ideals being championed. It requires mentorship, education, and the deliberate cultivation of spaces where open dialogue and innovation can flourish. A legacy built on collaboration and inclusion will always outlast one founded on exclusion and isolation. Furthermore, a meaningful legacy must align with universal truths and enduring principles rather than transient trends or partisan victories. It should strive to address the fundamental needs and aspirations of humanity, offering solutions that transcend ideological divides. Such a legacy speaks to the shared experiences that unite people, fostering a sense of purpose and belonging. Ultimately, the goal is not simply to oppose or replace but to construct a cultural and ideological framework that uplifts, inspires, and endures, a beacon of hope and integrity for generations to come. In examining the cultural and ideological challenges of our time, it becomes clear that the path forward requires not just confrontation but construction, building narratives, principles, and legacies that transcend fleeting conflicts. Matt Walsh's work, and the broader themes it represents, remind us of the profound impact storytelling, courage, and unwavering commitment to truth can have in shaping a society grounded in enduring values. As we navigate this landscape, let us strive to engage thoughtfully and purposefully, remembering that true victory is not found in the defeat of others but in the elevation of principles that unite and inspire. The battles we face today are not merely about ideas. They are about the kind of world we want to create and the legacy we wish to leave behind. It is a call to action for each of us to contribute meaningfully, to stand firm in our convictions, and to participate in building something that will last. With this in mind, let us approach the challenges before us with courage, integrity, and a vision for the future that reflects the best of what humanity can achieve. Together, we can foster a culture that values truth, creativity, and the enduring potential of the human spirit. Thank you for your attention and for engaging in this critical conversation. May we all leave here today inspired to contribute in ways that honor the principles we hold dear. Thank you, and may you go forth with purpose and resolve.